Bam. Woo. Well, good morning. Welcome to the Alleman Group Financial Lakey. I don't know why I was getting too many words combined in my mind today. My tongue hasn't started talking yet. Welcome, everybody. It's 7:30. Getting this thing kicked off here. Johnny, y'all have a good flight in last night?
We did. It was not bad at all.
Oh, man. You know, when you don't fly long that much and then you get into like a crazy weather day like it was here in Houston. Dude, when we got on the shuttle bus to go to the car, the guy said they had left at like 6 o'clock that morning from Midland, Texas to try and get to Houston, and had like 2 6 hour between the total time they had to land again in New Orleans. Don't ask why they had to go all the way to New Orleans. They had been on the road for like 11 hours, which should have been like a 1 hour flight. Hey man, we got home, man. Hey, we're at a wedding for my niece this weekend in Atlanta. And Atlanta's already the busiest airport in the world, number of years running. So it's all, Atlanta's going to be crazy. But you get to Houston Hobby, and it was like, I think Michelle got a picture of the line for lost luggage claims. It was insane. But hey, we made it. We made it home. We made it up this morning. I'm fired up about that. All right. Sorry. Had a little frog in my throat. But good morning, everybody. Welcome to the team call. We're going to get kicked off here. Johnny, you got some things to kick us off with here this morning. I know Michelle had wanted to talk a little bit about some transmittals. We're going to get to that. I'm looking up some helper info. But light us up a little bit, Johnny. Tell us what's on your heart and mind this morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Hope you had a great weekend. It was very enjoyable. Like Mike said, we're in Atlanta. So hopefully we can see you next time we're in Sonia. I know we missed each other, but it was a cool city. I don't have a whole lot today. I was just wanted to talk a little bit about using the team resources that you have. So whether you're doing this part-time or you only want to just make supplemental income, or if you want to do something that's really full-time with it, both are fine. But I just encourage you to use the team resources as much as you can. So for example, like in my devotional this morning, it was talking about people when they go on their own versus having a multitude of counselors. The people who go by themselves don't make it. People who have a multitude of people that they're using to help them, they're wise and they make it. So I just wanted to give you that reminder. I know it's biblical, but it applies to any business you're doing, this business, your life. So reach out to us, use the resources you have. If you don't know where the resources are, which that could be the case too, we do our best to let you know, like, hey, here's this resource you can use. You can reach out to us on Slack. You have our phone numbers. You can reach out to us that way. We also have the coaching call, which I think is super helpful if you guys are on that as well. So I just want to give you that reminder. And then second thing, I don't know, have you guys ever read the book Goals? I don't know if you haven't. You have?
I have not. Goals by, who wrote the book?
So it's called Goals by Brian Tracy.
Okay.
BrianTrcy, I believe.
Okay.
I don't know if he uses an E in there or not. Yeah, just Tracy.
Okay.
Anyways, that book is really incredible. I think having a goal really, it could be a small goal, but having consistent goals really propels your business. I've seen it in my life, in my business, and in others, not just myself. But that book's helped a lot. Like just every week saying, okay, what's my goal? Or even daily writing stuff down, right? There's there's a lot of reasons to writing things down. I'm not going to dig into like all the reasoning behind it, but it is a really powerful tool to use for yourself. Um, so I encourage you, if you haven't read the book, you can order it on Amazon. It's called Goals by Brian Tracy. And I would encourage you to have a goal every week. Have something, it could be as little as, well, I'm going to learn this one product better, right? Or I'm going to make, $100, $200 this week. Whatever it may be, it can be anything. But I just encourage you to look at them week to week, share them with someone else, and write them down. So I'll give you a story. So like when I started, and like at the end of the day, everybody can only speak from their like experience, right? So I think it's important to hear from others, like Mike, Michelle, Megan, other people outside of our agency. I think that is super important because they had a different journey, right? I mean, we all still did the same concepts, and we worked hard and we showed up, but we all have a different perspective. We all have different backgrounds. We all have different skill sets. So I think it is good to listen to other people's, experience. But from my experience, coming into business, like when I started, my goal was not this huge thing that I was trying to tackle. It was very basic. I'd had no clue about sales. I was like a pretty introverted person, but there's a lot of people doing well. And I know I can too. So what do I need to do right now? So, I mean, my goal started out, I just wanted to book 5 appointments per week on the day I was working. That was my only goal. I didn't really even have a goal to write any business, to be honest. I just wanted to book 5 appointments on Friday, which is the day I was working. So, and that turned into, okay, first few weeks I worked, I didn't write any business. It's probably more than that. To be honest, it's been a while, but once I wrote business, I'm like, okay, I can do this. I wrote 3. Once I got 3 applications under my belt on leads, I was like, okay, I understand how this goes. Then my goals kind of progressed from there, right? So don't feel like if you have a small goal that it doesn't mean anything. It means a lot because that's where you're starting, right? So now I'm working on a goal that I've had for a while, but I still can't figure out how to hit it. But eventually it will. I'm going to keep asking what other people think I should do and keep working on what resources I need to do it. But that goal is to submit $40,000 per month in business personally, which is a really high goal. But it's a goal that I'm working on, right? At the same time, be able to turn around and be available to help people on the team, which I leave a lot of time in my schedule for that. So again, I know it can be done, but so I'm just sharing it with you because it's something I've been working on all year and haven't accomplished it, right? So I may go a year and not accomplish it. I don't know. But what I do know is if you focus on something and continue to write it down and then take the steps and use the resources you need to get there, eventually you will hit it. Like there's a ton of goals I had from 8 years ago till now that I have accomplished. It's pretty crazy. So just give yourself patience, but have goals. So that's really all I've got. I know Michelle wanted to chat about something, but
yeah, no, I think I got.
Yeah,
I think I got what Michelle was wanting to kind of hit on this morning. There's part of the process that we go through when we're doing our business, when we're writing business. Like Sunday night, we all know that Sunday night we report our numbers, through the jot form, right? And that's so that we can talk about you on the sales call this morning. That's how we know that you've done the business, you've done good. The second aspect of that, I'm going to take you all the way back to the TFG bootcamp part, but the second aspect is also sending in what we call the new business transmittal. And the reason why that's important, guys, is that's how the Fitz Group's office and we also know not only what business you wrote. Like it's cool we got the reporting of the numbers, like you wrote an out for X amount of dollars. But the new business transmittal is where we get to learn, the client's name, what the carrier was, what the amount was, when you wrote it. Because all that, believe it or not, the insurance companies don't automatically let us know that you've submitted that business. We have to go find it, if you will. And so over the last 16 years that we've been doing this business, I can't tell you how many times that, and it's going to be crazy, even with e-apps these days, it's going to be crazy that you think about how applications can get lost in the system or get stuck, okay? And so with the new business transmittal, let the team in the office know that that business has been submitted and which carrier, so we can start looking for it, okay? And that's the biggest thing I think that needs to be done. So I'm going to share my screen here real quick, and don't worry, this will show up on our team call. We do record these and we do post them on our team chat on Slack. I need to make that more available to everybody too, and remind you about doing that. But let me see, screen. There you go. All right, so just real quick, if you take yourself back to the TFG boot camp, okay? Move this out of the way. Sorry, that's just for me, not y'all. All right. If you take yourself back to the TFG boot camp, there's a section called supplies. And I know, like most times when people go through things, believe me, I do it all the time. I've been in IT for so many years. And of course, I'm also one of the people in the IT world that goes, who needs a manual? We'll figure it out and then we'll decide, right? But this is one of those things that you might have just like passed through and like, okay, whatever. I don't understand what this means for me yet. But here's what the TFG files you will need really comes to shine. It's the reporting and tracking, okay? So it's a pretty good ways down. And don't y'all worry, I've been through the whole boot camp except we've added new things. That's why my 70%'s there. But if you come all the way down, past in-home, past product training, you should have had this one. This one's been there from the beginning of time, is the TFG files you will need, okay? And I'll take you to this page here, okay? The important thing is you click on one of these right here. These things, like, it's a little subtle because they got all the words here highlighted, but if you click on it, it's going to take you to the Dropbox file, okay? I was already there, all right? And I'm sorry, the Dropbox file, right? Okay, so it's got all these different things. You come down to reporting and tracking, okay? And the activity sheet, the activity tracker, those are basically working off of your numbers that you report on Sunday evenings. But the new business transmittal here, and this is the one, you want to download this, you want to save a blank copy, and you want to do this every week, okay? In fact, it's really probably a good idea. Let me go ahead and download it. No, I'm not gonna. No, I don't know why I did that. Sorry. I'm downloading it. Depending on which browser you use, you should know how to download and access your files. Been in IT a long time. Can't help everybody, right? So you open this up so that you can edit, okay? And you want to save it for each and every week, okay, guys? Each and every week. And this is where you come in here. Let me see, can I go backwards? There you go. Okay, so it's going to open up in Excel. I think you can open it up in Google Sheets as well. You're going to come in here. You're going to put your name. In fact, you probably want to go ahead and like put all your basic information in here. I don't even remember my number. That's terrible. I think that's close. All right. Make sure you put whichever team you're on, the Alleman team or Yicky team. That gives them an idea of who you're part of and where you belong. Okay. And then you make this the current date of whatever the ending of the week is. So I'll just go back here and I'll look at the date here, and I'll just say, okay, yeah, I closed out my week on the 12th. The date's not so as important, except that it is on an annual week-to-week basis, and just pick a day. Is it Friday? It's when you finish up, when you wrap it up, whatever. Okay. You're going to put the client's name. There I am. Sometimes I get mysterious policies written on me all the time. Okay. You're going to tell us what the premium is. Now, this is going to be monthly, quarterly. Most everything you're going to do is going to be monthly. Okay, guys? Almost everything you're going to do is going to be monthly. Okay. If you do an annuity, it's set up for annuity. So if you did an annuity, okay, you put in whatever the value of the annuity is. I think somebody's got like 140,000 one this morning to be reported on. I saw that come through on one of the things. It automatically calculates everything out. Okay, for what we need. Okay, it's annuity. You just put that amount. You got to put the carrier. Okay, we've got all the carriers here, all the different companies we write. So make sure you understand which carrier it is. I'm going to go back here and change this to monthly. Woo, that's a lot. $100. Okay. And Foresters, and then you put the product name. If you're not sure exactly the product, I know when you're brand new, you may not know the exact product name, but just give us a good idea. Was it simplified term? We'll fix it. Over time, you need to know these things like smart. Shoot, I'm gonna get them all messed up. Smart UL, term life, whatever it is. Okay, it's gonna have the annualized premium. Okay, don't worry about Medicare because we don't.
Mike, they can always ask us what the product name is because we're not going to go in and fix any transmittals. Right. But we do need to know whether it's whole life or term life. That's the important thing.
Exactly. So raise y'all hand. This is a good time to learn to communicate with us. Okay. Phone number, so it's has something we can look it up on. It will explain that for in a little bit. And then where was the source? Was it from a lead? Was it from an annual review? Was it warm market? Was it referral? And what date you actually submitted the policy? So it should be within this last week. So I'm going to go 05, 10.
That's the date that you actually hit submit to a carrier.
Right. It's not the date. It's not the date of the week. It's the date that you actually sent it. Because a lot of times we have to ask the carrier if we're trying to figure it out. Like it was submitted on such and such date. What else you got, Michelle?
Well, that's like after the customer signs it and then you sign it. Then you have another button to push submit before it goes to the carrier. That's right. That's that date. That's the date they're looking for there.
Right. The date that you actually completed it, not the date that you started it. Because when you're brand new, you go like, oh, well, I got this. I started working on this paperwork. We understand. This form, this sheet is for the ones that you've completed this week. Now, I know Michelle has a habit that as she's going through and working on things, she will put the information in here, but before she sends it in to the Fitz group, okay, this is where she makes sure it's only the policies that she submitted. We don't need hope policies. We need real policies. Okay. The ones that you actually submitted. Okay. And so you just keep on doing it. Next line, next line, next line. The cool thing is down here below, this is really helps us to understand where your business is. It will tell us, what came from leads, what came from annual reviews, all these different things here, which product, what was the sum for each product. This helps the business of the team. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing here for a second, Michelle. And
Mike, keep sharing.
Okay.
Keep sharing for a second.
Okay.
Is the bottom of that form on the left-hand side where you filled in your jot form just a few minutes ago, or maybe on Friday or Sunday night, your dials, contacts, appointments, sits is actually that same information, and you need to put it here. And if you're recruiting, your recruiting activity needs to go here, because once you do couple of weeks of activity, what I want you to do is put it into the tracker. And that tracker is going to track 13 weeks of all of this activity. And then after 13 weeks, and maybe sooner, but that's when you really have good enough data to know how to coach you.
Yep.
Get
And we'll
better.
talk about the tracker next week. We're
Okay.
we're focused here on the MBT.
But this needs to go in because of the tracker.
Right. So you'll put your numbers here. Okay. You can also go back and look at your jot forms. Okay. The last thing is once you get this finished up, okay, you're going to want to save it. You're going to come here, save it somewheres. And Michelle, how do you do your forms here? What do you put on the name here?
Well, we keep the form name the exact same, but we have everything in a folder called transmittals, and then it's another folder called 2023, and then it's another subfolder called May, and then it's another subfolder called week 1 or week 2 and week 3, and then it'll have my name, and then it'll have my name for NTB 2023, Michelle Alleman. And so
Okay.
so we'll save that in our files, but you should save it to your files and send it to the Fitz group and to us, so that, because the Fitz group and Leslie and Mel, they're watching to see that your business gets issued. They're putting notes in their CRM that this business got issued and things of that nature. So it's really very, very important for you to get paid, for you to get this in.
Right. So let me bring up, I don't know where Word went to. Give me a second.
So you can save it however you want. We like to put everything by year, and then everything by month, and then everything by week, and then all of our agents work every week. So
Right. And so you want to send that to Melissa Bruno. She's probably the most important person in the world.
and
then-
app pending. So we
and
can say
app pending, either for the Alleman Group or if we are under the Yankees to the TNG Financial address. So you want to add that in here, and you're going to put your name, Mike Alleman, transmittal, week 2, May.
and don't forget to show them how to save the application.
Okay, I do all that today.
Okay.
All right. And then
We'll
you're
do
going
that next week.
We're gonna do that next week. Then you just come here, you add it, you make sure it shows here, and it said, and this is the positive mental attitude trick. Great week this week. You know why it's a great week? Whether you did any business or you didn't get any business turned in, it was a great week because you had activity. That's what we're here to say. Okay. And then you hit submit, that goes off. And that's how what I want to just really reemphasize for you guys is that's how we really are able to help you work and track your pending process. Okay. We're going to take you through the next steps of how do you actually go through and check the carrier too, to make sure that you got everything. Another thing is make sure you look, the week you submit business, especially your first week in business, you want to be making sure you're checking your junk mail daily. You're looking for email from the carriers that say, yeah, we got it. Here's the things we need. Look, we know everybody messes up something along the way at some point in time. Okay. We all done it. You get better over time. It's okay. Okay. But make sure you're checking all that and tracking it. Okay. And then, just reach out, and say, hey, I submitted that business last week. What's the next steps? What should I be looking for? And eventually you get used to what you need to do here. Okay. But the most important thing one thing we really wanted to stress today was the business transmittal. Everybody gets excited about submitting your numbers on Sunday night, and we really are fired up about that. But if you're brand new, the next most important thing, it's really about your business and getting it through, is getting that new business transmittal submitted. Megan, what do you think? What's Bella think?
I agree. She's hooting and hollering in the background. I agree. I mean, this is one of the most important parts, just to keep everything organized for the agency and for you. I know when I get to the end of the week, sometimes I'm like, what did I submit? And it's nice to have the transmittal as you submit business throughout the week, you can just add to the transmittal. That way, at the end of the week, all you have to do is go in there and tally up your total activity numbers and then submit it. So you're not.
Exactly. Make it part of your daily routine. Start each week with a new file open. Yeah. Expect that you're going to have business to put and submit. Even if you don't have any business, I would say the good habit is each week, just like each week you should report numbers, whether you had results that you like or not. It's a stat. It's a tracker. It's a where you were this week. It is not a judgment at all. It's just where you are this week. And that's the important thing. Get into the habit. This is a habit we got to develop. Develop getting your weekly numbers submitted. If you have struggles with doing it on Sunday night, guess what? Monday morning it don't work. Trust me. I know these guys. They're serious about that. All right. Do it on Friday. Do it on Saturday. Do it whenever you're going to say, I can commit to doing this. And then make sure you have this as part of it. This should be the next thing. Almost really could even be the first thing you do is submit the numbers, put your numbers on the sheet, get used to being a professional in our insurance business and do these numbers. And that's what really makes you successful, because what really, when you're, I don't know, it's like, you can't go around saying you want to be a fireman and just show up in street clothes and shorts and flip flops. Okay. You gotta put on the suit each week. You got to put on the suit each time you go out. This is putting on the suit. It's doing the numbers, reporting your numbers, keeping track of your business, and that's what really makes it successful. Any other last words, guys, before we head out for the day?
No, but DCC is on at 9 Central, so see you guys there.
Daily coaching call. See y'all at 9 o'clock, guys. Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.
Have a great week.
You
Bye.
too. Bye-bye.